Hi everyone, I'm Louis Leyva, and I'm here to share my thoughts and life experiences so I can help you on your journey. Welcome everyone to the Louis Leyva podcast. This is episode number 9, and today we're gonna dig deep. We're gonna ask you something that's gonna make you a little bit uncomfortable. Are you where you wanted to be in life? At this point right now, are you exactly where you wanted to be when you thought about where you wanted to be at this age 10 years ago, 5 years ago, maybe even last year? Growing up, I used to hear a lot, I'm going to be a millionaire by the time I'm 30 years old. That was like a thing back in the 80s and 90s. I'm going to be a millionaire. Did everyone make it to be a millionaire when they were 30? I don't know. I'll tell you what, I always thought that, hey, that sounds like a pretty good goal. I want to be a millionaire too when I'm 30. Did it happen? No, not exactly. I might have learned $1 million worth of knowledge, and I might have become $1 million mindset person into my early 30s, but it took me some time, and that wasn't my only goal. I mean, I had a lot of aspirations for myself. As a kid, I wanted to be a pilot. In school, I said to myself, I want to be a pilot when I come out of high school. I want to learn how to be one of those captains that is on the airlines. I get to travel all over the world and just do awesome stuff. But then we had a career day. And I remember there was a pilot in career day. And we talked about how much schooling you actually had to go through, how many hours you had to put in. And then just to find out that their starting salaries were like $24,000, $30,000. And I thought to myself, hey man, I'm making more money right now cutting hair. So then I put that on the back burner. That was no longer my goal. It was a hobby that I'm still going to pursue. And I tell you what, now that I'm talking about it, I'm going to put pen to paper. I'm going to get my pilot's license this year. I'm going to go out there and fly because I loved flying. I just didn't want to have to fly for work. What intrigued me as a kid and what I really wanted to have was home ownership. It sounds crazy, right? Kids, they never think about houses and flipping and these things, but I was a little bit different. My goal was to actually own a home. When I turned 18, I told my dad, I want to buy a house. So my dad takes me to see his friend who's a real estate agent. I don't know how he had a real estate agent friend. We never even owned a house. But nice lady, she showed my parents a bunch of houses that we couldn't buy or couldn't afford for one reason or another. But when I turned 18, I told my dad, I want to buy a house. I want to start investing. I want to do this. I want to do that. And this all stemmed from not having home ownership in my life when we were growing up. So when my dad took me to get pre-approved, or not sure what it was, but I remember sitting in the real estate agent's lobby and the real estate agent telling my dad he doesn't have any W-2s. He doesn't have any pay stubs. See, I was a barber at that time. I was cutting hair and making pretty good money, probably making better money than most people that were applying for homes anyway. But I wasn't on the books. I didn't have a way to show any type of real income. I didn't have any real history with credit. I still needed to build that up. And to be honest with you, I'm going to be 100% transparent with you. I was still illegally in the United States. I mean, that's going to be an episode all on its own down the line. But I was the last one in my entire family to get naturalized in this country, and it wasn't fun. I grew up this way from the time I was 4 years old, and just to see all my family members go ahead and get their naturalization. But I felt like I was left behind, and I was the youngest one in my family, which is a very scary thing, you know. And there were times where I got really down on myself for it, but don't want to get into that right now. What I do want to tell you is that at that time I wanted home ownership more than anything else. But I had to put that on the back burner. So by the time I was able to do for myself, I got into real estate and I started selling real estate. And I said, if I can't own it, I'm going to sell it. And then I did. I started selling real estate. And after a few years, I was able to buy a home. And it was my first investment property. It was a 2-family house on Cross Avenue or on Kilsef. I can't remember really quick. I can't remember exactly. It was on Kilsef Avenue or Cross Avenue, one of those streets in Northern Elizabeth. And it was my first investment ever, so I was so excited. It was the only one I did by myself. The one previous to that was one that I bought with my parents and my family. But this one was the first one that I ever did on my own. And I bought it, I remember so clearly, two-family house, needed some work. The layout was a little funky. So I did a little work to it, and I sold it a few months later, and I remember I made about $30,000. It was a great feeling. It was an amazing feeling. But that was my goal. I wanted to be a homeowner. I wanted to be a flipper, and I did it. I remember I was in my 20s because I started real estate at the age of 22, and it had to be about 3 years in that I was able to do that. And that was my goal. So ask yourself, are you where you want to be today? To be honest with you, I had bigger aspirations for myself than where I am today. Am I content and happy and grateful? Absolutely, I am. But I am my own harshest critic at the end of the day. I feel I should be light years ahead of where I am right now. But the only way you're going to do that is if you self-analyze and you take accountability. Actually, you're going to have to take more than accountability. You have to take an inventory of your life. That means that you have to start journaling about what is working and what is not working. Where is the money made? Where is the production made? And what is not doing you any service? What's holding you back? And we need to start cutting that out, cut the fat, and start working on more of the things that actually push you ahead in life. My new goal is, I'm 38 years old now. My new goal is I'm going to be 40 pretty soon. 40 is around the corner. Listen, by the time I'm 40, God willing, God giving me strength and giving me life until then, by the time I'm 40, I do not want work or anything to do with me exchanging my time for money to even be in the picture. I want to have a completely automated lifestyle. What I mean by that is that I want my investments and I want my passive income to be able to support my lifestyle, my family, my adventures, my passions 100%. What is that going to look like? It's probably going to look like around $500,000 to $1 million a year passively between all my investments. That's not bad. I'm not to say that I'm not going to work anymore because that's not in my DNA. I'm probably going to work just as hard, or I'm probably going to work on other things. But I want to be able to know that if I wanted to take off a month, 3 months, a year, and just spend time with my family and my loved ones, I can do that. I want to know that I can be able to say today, listen, I want to take up this new hobby. I want to be able to learn how to fly. I want to go and learn how to surf. I want to write a book today, and I'm not going to do anything else until it's finished, cover to cover, 30 days from now, 60 days from now. I want that kind of lifestyle. I want freedom that I've never experienced before in my life, and I want to be able to give back to humanity. If I want to go on a mission, if I want to go and help build schools in third world countries, then I'm going to do that. That is my goal, and that's where I'm going to be in 40 years. Just because you're not where you want to be today doesn't mean that the opportunity is gone. All it means is that you need to wake up, open your eyes, and see the bigger picture. What is it that's really fueling you? What's your passion? When you were growing up, did you have something inside of you that was so fiery, so passionate, but you sold out? You sold out because you just wanted to make money, and you do things that other people wanted you to do, and you put your dreams on the back burner. You put that in the passenger seat, and then you just drove away with someone else's dreams. If that's you, and that's where you find yourself, then what you need to do right now is sit down, take a breath, meditate on these words, and think to yourself, where do I want to be in a year, in 3 years? Where is my life going to be in 10 years from now? Are you close to retirement and you haven't saved a penny? Are you just coming into the workforce and you're a millennial? No matter where you are in life, you have the opportunity to do something today. And if that's you, and you're going to take this challenge and you're going to do something right now, I want to hear about it. Tell us all about it. You can find me anywhere on any social media under Culture Estate or my name, Louis Leyva. I want to hear, what are you going to do today? What are you going to do that's going to move your needle so far that you're going to get uncomfortable? People are going to look at you like you're crazy, like you're weird. Does that mean that maybe you might just walk into your job tomorrow and give them your 2 weeks notice? Does that mean you're going to pick up and move to another state or another country? Maybe you just start doing things a little bit differently every day. Because I'll tell you one thing, just little changes applied every day will have a compounding effect 3 years down the road. I remember a great analogy that I've heard from a lot of good mentors of mine. Always said that if you're traveling on an airplane and you're leaving from New York and you're flying to California, if you're only 1 degree off from the time you leave New York, by the time you get to California, you're going to be in Alaska. You're going to be way off the chart. But if you take that same metaphor and apply it to your life and you just make 1 degree of change every day, what is that going to mean for your future? What will it mean for your bank account, for your family, for your freedom? If you're living paycheck to paycheck, and right now is the scariest time, guys. I've never seen a time like this before. Super, super scary. You know, we're facing things we've never seen before, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to be displaced. Income is going to be gone. Housing might be gone. A lot of things are going to be taken away from you right now. Maybe this is your opportunity. Maybe this one door closing is going to be the door opening that you've always waited for. Right now, a lot of people are going to get fired because, face it, employers aren't making much money. If you get fired, what are you going to do? Are you going to go and look for another entry-level job? You might have to. Or are you going to start thinking outside the box? Maybe create for yourself. Follow that passion that you wanted to so badly have when you were younger. Find a way to make money from the things you love, and you'll never have to work another day in your life. That's my message for today. Episode number 9 is in the books. If you've enjoyed this, please head over to our review section. Tell us how much you loved it. Tell us how much you hate it. Either way, thank you for listening. My name is Louis Leyva, and I'll see you next time.